What's going on, everybody? Did you miss me? I hope so, because I missed you. I'm sorry I've been neglecting you for the last 2 weeks, but it's been bonkers around here. I had 2 big quilts for Tina's grandkids I had to finish. There was a superhero quilt and a fairy quilt, and they both came out awesome, and I shipped them out yesterday, so I finally have my sewing room back, which brings me to something very exciting. I finally got to open my package of fabric from Dale Rowse, aka the Quilting Cowboy, and it is awesome. So I cannot wait to share these new fabrics with you guys. So thanks to my viewer Kathy, who put me in contact with Dale. I had an awesome phone conversation with him a couple weeks ago, and we got to go through the whole line of his new fabric with Windham, and it's called GALA. So hopefully you guys will be seeing this stuff on the shelves before too long in your local quilt shops, and if you do, it's awesome. Buy it up. But anyways, he had all these great prints, and the whole time that I was looking at his videos, I was like trying to brainstorm ideas for quilts and things, ideas to pitch to him, just hoping that he'd pick me to send some free fabric to so that I could work with, and he did. And being on the phone with him was really exciting because I got to see everything laid out, and he's like, okay, so what do you want? And I'm like, can I just have a little bit of everything? But I didn't want to be too greedy, you know. He's like, who's this crazy lady? This crazy lady always overbuys fabric, so it's hard for me to guess like how much I want of what, because I'm never quite sure when it comes to my art quilts like what I'm gonna want to do. I really got to get in there and play around with the colors a little bit and mix it up before I know what I want. So Dale was awesome. He was super gracious. He's like cutting fabric, and I'm like, I'll take this and I'll take that and I'll take this, and he looks at me and he's like, how big of a quilt is this gonna be? But he humored me. He sent it all to me, and it's right here in this big, beautiful stack. So let's dig in and let me show you what he's got. Now, this isn't the full line. This is what I managed to sucker him into sending me, and I can't wait to get to work with these fabrics. So we'll start off. So my image that I came up with, you know, because I love fall colors. It's the perfect time of year to work on this quilt. I'm totally feeling the fall vibe, even though it was 80 degrees here yesterday in Virginia. Cool, crisp, beautiful fall day today. 80 degrees yesterday. So if you've ever lived in Virginia, you know that it is insane here. But anyways, feeling the fall vibe today, and what I ended up coming up with, this is my simple sketch that I want to do with these fabrics, is an owl. But I've been into this thing lately where I want to make quilts of women and kind of have like their spirit animal, you know, or their, you know, their familiar, whatever you want to call it. I've done quite a few quilts with women and birds, but either way, you know, I'd been talking about doing the huntress, and so the first sketch that I drew up for the huntress was this, which I really loved for a while, and then I was kind of like, meh. I mean, she's cool, but she's like a sexy huntress. She doesn't look dangerous. You know, she looks cool with her bow and stuff, but I'm not sure if this chick's actually gonna land some prey to take home for dinner, you know? And I started thinking about the fact that it's been a very long time since I've done a quilt of anyone with a darker skin tone, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna change it up. And what I ended up coming up with was this really cool, now again, this is a rough sketch, it's, you know, it's gonna change a lot, but this really cool like headdress with the feathers, and I'm gonna do her with a darker skin tone, and it's got just a completely different vibe, and I'm very excited about it. So these were the 2 sketches that I sent to Dale that he really liked, that scored me some free GALA fabric. So here we go, let's dig in. You know, both of the owl I really like envisioned being in the woods, and so the first thing I really wanted to get was, they looked almost like solids, but as you can see, they've got this really subtle circular print. You know, it's very pale on the blue, it's very pale on the white. I really love this. I almost never ever work with a flat solid unless I'm trying to tone something down, or for whatever reason the pattern calls for something just flat. I like things with just a little bit of texture. You know, these are beautiful blenders. He had a couple more colors, but I asked for these because these are going to end up being the kind of woodsier background. I needed something a little plain because we've got so much fun, wild colors and prints going on in here that I wanted to make sure I had a nice big block of something simple to tone it down. So from there, the next like real big inspiration that made me think of the owl was these circular, well, those ones are circles, these I guess are more kind of ovals, and if you look, they've got some kind of dashes in the background. He sent me the green and the creamy color, and there's also Yowza, a bright orange. So that's one of the things I loved about this line, was he's got so many different funky colors going on. The sky's the limit. You could do a million different things with these. But anyways, this to me is birch trees. So immediately I'm thinking owl in the woods with birch trees with all kinds of funky feathers. So I really love this. And again, this is Windham fabric. If you've never heard of Windham, excellent fabric company, super soft. The texture of this is so nice. Printing is really high quality. Definitely one of my favorite fabric companies to work with. If you've never checked out their website, check them out. And I'm sure, and Dale has designed, I believe he's designed a couple lines of fabric now. So you can probably find some more information about him on there and on his website. So anyways, this was one of the more circular prints. There's lots of geometric stuff going on in this GALA line. So I got these three, which again, I wish I'd gotten every color, but I was trying not to be, you know, too greedy, as this was the first time I'd ever spoken with Dale. And he's like me, he's bubbly and fun and very chatty. And we were just talking a mile a minute, and then when we hung up the phone, I was like, I should have asked for more. But anyways, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay, so here's something that's really cool and different in this line that I really like. And, you know, to me, it almost looks like Korean writing smashed up. I grew up in Northern Virginia. There's lots of Korean kids, and they always have this, like, beautiful, perfect handwriting. And that was, like, immediately, even though it doesn't really have like an Asian feel to me, it was just funny because that was my first instinct. But I got a couple of these just to add some texture. I'm thinking this especially could be really good for like the body of the owl. It kind of gives, you know, from away, it gives that kind of ruffly, textury feel, you know, that you'd see with like downy feathers. Even though if you were, and this is the thing about art quilting, if you were in the store and you're thinking like, oh, I want to make a quilt of a bird, I want it to look like feathers, would this be the fabric you chose? Probably not. You'd probably look at that and be like, that doesn't look anything like feathers. You are the one that makes it look like feathers. Feathers are texture. That's all you need, is fabrics with texture. You can, that's one of the reasons I love quilting birds, is because you can do just about anything. You can do wild and crazy colors. You can make it really fun, you know? You don't have to follow the rules. So I love those. Again, every single thing I got, I wish I'd gotten more of. This one here, these are really great. He gave me a fat quarter each. This is called Dashes. And this is where you can really see how many fun, funky colors he used in this line. I don't know about you, but I love like olive green, drab, you know, army green, anything like that immediately jumps out at me. And if you look at my fabric stash, I keep everything in these Dollar Tree bins. I love these dollar bins, and I keep them organized by color, and I have 3 bins of greens because that's my favorite color. So these, I think, this also to me felt kind of like a birch tree in a way. I might try to play around with that a little, I'm not sure, but these are definitely gonna be some great feathers, especially with my headdress quilt. The one with the woman, because she's got so much going on. I just really want to get, I want her face to just be beautiful and strong and simple, but I want her headdress to just like explode, you know? So these are super awesome. This is kind of what I would call a Big Lebowski fabric. So if you've ever seen the Big Lebowski movie, he's got the rug that ties the room together. So anytime I have anything in my life that ties everything together, it's a Big Lebowski. So this is the Big Lebowski fabric for me for this project. I'm definitely gonna sneak in little hints of this here and there just so we could tie all these, you know, fun and wild colors together. Now this one was really different. Like if I had designed this fabric line, I wouldn't have thought to put something like stripes in there, but I absolutely love these. This one right here, well, first I'll show you all of them. So we've got all different, we've got the darks, you know, and then he's got the greens and the blues, and then he's got the blues, and then he's got the one with the pop of orange, which I absolutely love orange fabric. This fabric, as soon as I saw it, I'm immediately thinking like gypsy headdress, head wrap. You know, like that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. Or, you know, like the pirate chicks wear like sashes around their waists and things. Like, literally looking at his fabric has given me ideas for new quilts. So after I saw that one and he'd cut it up and I was waiting for it to come in the mail, I started drawing all these pictures of girls with head wraps just because I wanted to use this fabric in one of those quilts. So while Dale might have been giving me a hard time about how much fabric I requested, we'll see how many quilts I can squeeze out of these. Obviously the ones with the females, I don't have a skin tone in this pile, so I'm going to have to mix and match with some other ones, but for the owl it's gonna be all GALA 100%, because we've got so many great textures and colors in here, and with an owl, you know, you can really just go wild. I mean, I suppose I could make a woman who had green skin or something, but that's not my vision, so we're gonna stick with the vision. Last but not least, these were the ones I love the most. This is definitely, if I walked into a quilt store and saw this on the shelf, I would buy it immediately. Totally my jam. This one is called Floret, and as you can see, it's like dandelions. I don't know if it's specifically supposed to be dandelions, but it definitely has a dandelion vibe. And again, you've got the repeating with the geometric shapes, but I really love this so much. I would use this in everything. And as you can see, like this is kind of like the darker grayish green, and then there's like the olive green, and then this soft gray. Oh my god, Dale, send me some more gray please if you're watching this, but you're probably not. But anyway, his YouTube channel is way bigger than mine. And then he had the bright orange, which I absolutely am nuts for this. You know, with the owl, I'll probably kind of like try to tone down the orange a little and stick with some of the more natural colors with pops of orange. But for my huntress, like, I want like big orange feathers and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So I cannot wait to start working with these. Very exciting. I'm super motivated to get this done because it's not too big of a quilt. I should be able to bang it out fairly quickly, so hopefully you guys will stay tuned and you'll get to see the results without too much of a wait. You know, some of my other projects take a long time, so by the time you get to see the finished product, you don't even remember the first video. But I'm getting a little better at that. I have some big changes coming up. I've decided to take, in the new year, I'm going to take my daycare and step it back a little and just start doing that part-time so that I have a lot more time to focus on my sewing and my art, which I'm really excited about. I've been doing home daycare now off and on for over 20 years, and I love children. They always inspire me. They're so much fun. They're so creative. You know, I get to play with Play-Doh and do arts and crafts and all kinds of fun things, but you know, I'm approaching my mid-40s, and I just feel as a woman right now, there's so much I want to express artistically, and you know, I'm just having so much fun doing all of this and sharing it with you guys, and I really just want more time to focus on that. So in the new year, you're gonna see a lot more of me, which I'm very excited about. And a big thank you to you guys who've been buying my patterns on my Etsy shop. It's still heavily under construction. That's one more thing I want a little more time to focus on, is starting to produce more patterns. So all of my videos that you guys like to watch, that now you can start purchasing the patterns for. So that's the next thing on the table. And after we bang out this awesome owl quilt for Dale, we're going to be doing the revamp of A Moment Alone. So this is A Moment Alone 2, or A Moment Alone in the Mountains. The remake of the quilt that I made before. This is the only thing I'm not sure about right now. I don't know if I want the bird in there or not. Or maybe I want the bird in a different position. Comment below, tell me what you think. I'm considering just taking the bird out and trying to keep this just very simple. She's got mountains behind her, she's got the magnolia blossoms. You know, this is the image from the original quilt where she's reading a novel and she's got her flower. I'm not sure. You know, sometimes with these quilts, I really like the kind of less is more kind of thing. So, you know, I'm still on the fence about the bird. I wanted to put the bird in here just to have a little pop of red. You know, maybe I'll just do a slightly different bird. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence. So any comments you guys have, tell me what you think. And again, as always, I'm so happy to see you again. I'm sorry that I've neglected you for 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, which, you know, is like no in the YouTube world. They're always pressuring you to like pump out a new video every week or always on the same day. I'm a single mom. I have an autistic daughter. I own 2 businesses. I'm the only employee at 2 businesses. I just don't have the time to do that, but I'm always thinking about you guys. I'm always planning videos. I've got tons to share, so please be patient with me on these little gaps, and hopefully it's a nice surprise when I do resurface again. It's usually never more than 2 weeks. But if you need anything, by all means, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, My Quilts Kick Ass, Mary Kenyon's Coffin Quilt, or you can always comment down below the video. You know, I try to respond to everybody, and I love hearing from you guys. So if you're one of my regular viewers, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new viewer, it's awesome to have you here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing because we're always having fun on this channel. Take care, you guys. Hopefully it's fall where you are, and you can sit down and enjoy, you know, a nice cup of hot cider or something, buy yourself some gorgeous fall colored fabric, and get some fun new projects started. So of course, a big huge thank you to Dale for sending me all of this awesome fabric. I'm so excited to get to work. And if you guys haven't heard, he has a very popular YouTube channel called the Quilting Cowboy, but he has decided to transition from the Quilting Cowboy, and he has a brand new YouTube channel called at Dale Allen Rowse. So check that out. I'll put it down in my comments below, and I hope you enjoy him as much as I do. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.